Hey, I'm Jim Jarrett. I'm your personal private acting coach, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. I told the editors, no editing on this one. Just let it fly. Let me riff and share some stuff. So I really would like this to just be more like a hangout between your teacher, a friend hopefully, and someone you can trust, a mentor, and you. So I'm going to rattle off several mistakes actors make that literally can ruin your career. No exaggeration, okay? Especially right out of the gate. The first is, the curse of natural ability is laziness. Think about that. I played sports at a very high level. And one of the things, and why I got to a very high level is I worked my ass off. There were dudes way bigger and stronger and all this stuff, but to be drafted by them in the major leagues to play professional baseball, man, you want to talk about competitive. And so I understood the importance of being able to have your shit together. There it is, have a work ethic, a warrior's heart, an athlete's heart. I had that. And I took that same approach to the craft of acting. So one of the biggest mistakes out of the gate that actors make is they got some raw ability, some natural ability, and they're lazy. They try to get by on natural ability. People, it is so freaking competitive. Less than 2% of the people in Screen Actors Guild make a living at their craft, and it's the same 2% pretty much every year, year after year after year. And I've been part of that group for 37 years now, both as an actor, a teacher, a producer, a director, a filmmaker, granted other areas too, but primarily over the years as an actor. How? Well, I was smart about this. I didn't make these mistakes. And so again, the first biggest mistake was I knew how competitive it was, and I was starting late. I started at 29, no training, no experience. So I know what the hell I'm talking about. To be able to build a career like where you are right now from scratch, I know exactly what I'm talking about. And so I knew I needed world-class training. I needed to be able to compete at the highest level. And I didn't want to get by on just natural ability. So there's mistake number one. Whether it's online, whether you can move to a city and start taking training, however in the hell you do it. And it should be through the rest of your career. You should be studying and learning and growing. Every time I go see a movie, I'm learning and growing from people who are doing beautiful work. I'm a huge fan of Christian Bale. I'm a huge fan of Margot Robbie, of Amy Adams, Kate Winslet. I think she's wonderful. There's more. There's a bunch. But anyway, look, I study them and I learn and grow from them too. Right? So to study from wherever you can study and learn from online presence and courses and classes. There's a mistake with us. You want to crap all over it. You want to get a break. There's an old saying in Hollywood, he got his break too soon. She got her break too soon. First of all, that means they can't handle it. They can't handle the success, so they fall down the rabbit hole of drugs and booze and hookers and bullshit, and away they go, sliding right up, and we know those stories. And then the other one is people who, they get a break because they look the part. They're perfect. They're the perfect look. They're just the perfect look. And they get a break. But now the problem is, when that show ends, that series ends, they're screwed. They can keep playing themselves over and over if Hollywood will let them, as long as there's not somebody better at that exact little flavor, that little crayon shade and color. They're called movie stars. I'm not talking about actors who are movie stars and famous. I'm talking about movie stars. People that they're damn lucky that they got a break. And that's all they can do is play themselves over and over. That's not an actor, guys. That's a wildly successful, extremely wealthy personality that the public likes to consume. Then you should go crush social media. You should do everything you can to have an online presence like crazy. You should have that anyway. You should, but you know where I'm going. Sanford Meisner, my teacher, used to say the single most important question you'll ever ask yourself is, why are you doing this? Why do you want to be an actor? Why are you doing this? And that answer will lead you to what you should do next. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to tell stories that impacted people. The film The Deer Hunter changed my life. I didn't know a movie could gut punch you like that. It did. It haunted me. And I found a teacher who also believed that to be an actor was important, that it was a noble profession, that you could change people's lives. I'm a purist, man. I realize that may not be you. I still can help you because I'm so good at the business. And I say that with no ego, but that's why I have a career. I'm so damn good at the business of my dream, at the business of being an actor, at the business of my art, how to market and promote and move this sucker forward. And ready for this? Most of your competition is horrible at this. So you get good at these things. So back to the point I was talking about, social media. You know, the more you can crush that, the more people know about you, the more you can create content and eyeballs looking at you and your talent. And who knows, maybe you create a series from that, or a show or an idea, and it blows up. So there's another way. It's been called the most competitive profession on the planet. That's certainly the most nepotistic. It is all about who you know. It's all about building relationships. So every networking opportunity you can do. We talked about the social media. We talked about even every time you get yourself out there, someone's watching you. Every single time. So the more opportunities you do, the more times you get yourself out there to work, the better. More people will see you. But go to every talk that you can in your community, every film festival, volunteer. Go to the breakout sessions where the people are talking. Get an online, do whatever the hell you can to reach out to these people that are ahead of you, to try to see if there's anything that can be done where you can learn more from them. I get people from around the world constantly reaching out to me, wanting advice, things. I'm happy to help. A lot of people won't do that. I get that. But you know, the key to hits are at bats. You keep banging on doors trying to find people. So that networking is key, to be able to introduce who you are and your talent to people that are in a position to do something about it. It's critical. Another big mistake actors make, or really a career breaker can be anyway, is the way you handle rejection. The dog days of going after this. You got, as I've talked about so many times, you got to be so mentally tough. You've got to believe in you. You've got to be able to not take it personally, but instead, what the hell did I do well at that audition? What didn't I do well? What did I learn? And go again. Actors tend to be a very neurotic bunch, very insecure. If it goes well, they're on top of the world. If it doesn't go well, they sink like a rock. If they book the job, they're over the moon. If they don't, they're ready to, you know, jump off a bridge. You don't want to go through your career that way. You don't. My teacher, Sanford Meisner, used to always say, you know, don't get too excited when it goes well and too bummed out when it doesn't. That's a great sports analogy too. That's taught all the time in sports. It doesn't mean you're a zombie, but it also means you're not some manic roller coaster. It's great, I suck. It's great, I suck. It's great, I suck. Roller coaster's great till you start puking. You don't want a career like that. You don't want to ride like that. You don't want a journey like that. Who in the hell would? No, man, you want to be able to take a healthy approach. Every time you go audition, you get to go live your dream. Think about that. And you've already won. Of the hundreds that submitted, they asked you to come in. Shit, man. Here's another big mistake actors make, is they screw these auditions because they're going there to try to be good. They go in there to try to book the job. Why else am I going in there? To work, to do your dream. The more you try to be good, the more you're going to choke it. The more you try to be good, you're going to put pressure on yourself. You're going to have nerves. You want freedom, man. You want to take over that room. Somebody walks into the room who's nervous and jittery and edgy. Does that breed confidence? Are you going to think, oh, I think I'll cast them and put them in front of a bunch of famous people tomorrow and they'll just do fine? Hell no. The casting director's going, shit. They're freaking out here? No way. So you want confidence and freedom and not all bound up. And by the way, we got a lot of videos about that topic too, either upcoming or already in the library, so check them out. But that's important too, is how you handle the rejection, the mental part of being an actor. It's so critical. Another career breaker for actors starting out is taking on work that you just can't be proud of. I've never, in 37 years, I've turned down a lot of things, by the way, that didn't align for me. But I've never once taken something that I have regretted or that compromised my integrity and principles. Do what you want, wherever your line in the sand is. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you, be very clear. You know, I know you've heard of this, is young people these days go for job interviews and the interviewers or the employers go check their online presence. And here they are in Vegas just being idiots, or at a party just being an idiot, or some bullshit, or they make a comment or something like, you're out. So just being smart about this, the networking, how nepotistic it is, how you're trying to get people who are way ahead of you to help you out, and the kind of impression that you make. It's very, very important how you do that process of just the way you treat people. You let the world know who you are, to not compromise, to have integrity, to let people know you stand for something, that there's something about you that's interesting, that you're not just junk food dude. The more you believe in you, the more grounded you are in who you are, the more that's going to come across. And so many actors starting out, they just aren't, they're not solid. In LA, you can get away with it for a lot longer because it's such a big town, but it doesn't take too long. In a few agencies, it's crazy how much that industry talks with each other. So you don't want to be burning bridges. In closing, I just want to encourage you not only to not make these mistakes, but always remember that the value of this exchange right here, this online presence. I get people from all over the world because of this, that I'm able to help. And so, you know, as actors starting out, there's just wonderful opportunities to create content and get it out there. I pulled a couple names because this is something that's not in my wheelhouse. I don't study this stuff anymore, but I had people do research for me, and Issa Rae. So several of these people, you know, I asked my research staff to pull some names. This is not my strength. I'm so busy running my career and stuff. I don't know, but they said, give a couple examples. Like Issa Rae, I think that's how it's pronounced, but her web series, Awkward Black Girl, it started out on YouTube, and that brought her to HBO for her series Insecure, all because of getting something out on YouTube and blowing up and fanning the flame through social media. There's another one here. Look, there's so many examples of it. There's Lily Singh, who went from making YouTube videos as Superwoman to hosting her own late night talk show, right? How? Because they crafted a message. They were entertaining. They provided something, and they blew up. I don't need to tell you this. Holy hell, this is your world. I have to go research this stuff. I don't even know these things because I'm so busy with my career. I'm so busy, I'm not paying attention to anybody else, honestly. But there's a myriad of examples and heroes for you to follow. So study them. Success leaves clues. So does failure. Come on, man. You got this. You got to have both feet in. You got to have your shit together. And you got to believe in yourself. And if you have all those things, do not quit. Do not quit. I'll see you soon.